Hello, everybody, and welcome to AG Cornog Field. It is a beautiful day, a little chilly, but it's Thanksgiving, so we can't complain. Welcome to this Haverford Sports Media broadcast. I'm Nick DePaul, and I'm here with my good friend Brennan McNichol, and we're set to get you coverage of the Upper Darby Royals and Haverford Turkey Bowl game. Brendan, coming into this game, what would you like to see from both sides?
Nick, I just want to say I'm so excited today. This is the biggest game of the year, most traditional game, one of the most traditional games in Pennsylvania high school football, and I'm so glad to see Upper Darby in the purples again. It's almost like a rivalry like USC, UCLA, where both teams show up no matter what, and you wear your home colors, and you got a color matchup. And this is a killer game. But so what I'm looking to see out of both teams today is I'm looking to see, really, Nick, as we're looking at warm-ups right now, we're wondering, is Montez Ellis, the star of the Upper Darby Royals, what is he going to play today? Is he going to play running back? Is he going to play quarterback? What kind of formation are they going to run him in? And so far in this, they're actually showing a different look than what they've shown all season. They're showing a shotgun look and him at running back instead of quarterback like he normally would play. And I'm really interested to see how this works out for them because this is a different look than we've seen all season.
Yeah, maybe deception could play a fact here. Maybe they're just not going to bring him out in warm-ups, try to catch Haverford off guard with some mind games. You never know, Brendan. But as for this event, this Turkey Bowl, we have a trophy here. It's sitting right there. And for the past 11 years, with the exception of last year, Haverford has brought that trophy back into their hallways. But last year, Upper Darby broke the 11-year streak, took that one into the halls of Upper Darby. What do you think the players of Haverford are feeling right now?
Yeah, I mean, this is huge. 100th game at home. Wasn't supposed to be, but it's at home now. Everything's breaking Haverford's way, and it's like, wow, like, if there's a statement that you can make, it's you win it back and you bring it back to Havertown. That's what the Haverford team wants to do, and that's what this senior group has their hearts set on. And I'm sure Upper Darby has their hearts set on the same thing. They don't want to lead this trophy here. They want to take it all the way back to Darby Road into Upper Darby, Pennsylvania.
Yep, I 100% agree with that, Brendan. And this is going to be Coach Doherty's second Turkey Bowl. Last year was his first, but before that, longtime head coach Gallagher was running the show here for Haverford. And it looks like he had some cool traditions with head coach Dave Barr, and it was really a special occasion. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, no, so Dave Barr is this will be his third Turkey Bowl as the Upper Darby head coach. He is a former Haverford High, a graduate and player for Coach Gal. Also was an assistant coach under Joe Gallagher in his time as the head coach. And yeah, so like it wasn't like a bit of an apprentice thing. Like Gal having his former student on the other sideline in his final Upper Darby game, which was in 2020. And it's going to be interesting to see how Luke Doherty responds to Dave Barr's more experience in this game and him having won the game before. For example, Joe Gallagher, his first 6 games, he lost to Upper Darby, his first 6. So a dry spell for a new head coach at Haverford is nothing new, but it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Doherty can respond and maybe break the trend.
Yep, I 100% agree here. As for regular season play, Haverford comes into this game at a 5-5 record, sitting right at 500. Upper Darby coming in at 4-6. They could make it 5-6 if they pull off a win, and Haverford could make it a winning season.
Yeah, and that'd be huge for the Fords. I mean, last year they ended with I think 7-5. They could have broke even winning this game, but they didn't. And I'm sure this senior group wants to go out. They want to be above 500. They want to beat Upper Darby, and that's what they want to do. And Upper Darby also looks at it as like they don't have anything to lose, right? I think they have it to lose, but like I think all the pressure right now is on the Fords. Nothing really on Upper Darby. They're here and they're ready to play, which is a different situation when you won it last year. But I think Haverford has been the stronger team all year long. They've had a stronger schedule than Upper Darby, but it's going to be interesting to see how these teams respond today.
Yep, that big question is, will Haverford take back the trophy? And this game has been going on for around 100 years. First game played in 1921 where Haverford took a 7-0 victory, starting this long tradition of playing on Thanksgiving Day. And as of now, it looks like Haverford is leading the series 51, 44, and 6.
Yeah, so Nick, this is going to be the 102nd meeting and the 100th on Thanksgiving. They played in 2020, not on Thanksgiving, because they played the first game of the year because they really wanted to get that game in. There was a lot of questioning whether the season was going to continue to happen, so they wanted to get that game in for sure. And then in 1943, they actually played twice, once in the regular season and once on Thanksgiving, so that's why it's the 102nd meeting.
Yep, 102nd meeting, but 100th here for Thanksgiving. It is the centennial meeting, and for both teams, this is an event. This isn't just a game. We have alumni here from both teams of Upper Darby and of Haverford coming back, watching the team old coaches come back. Coach Gallagher's been here a lot this season. He always comes back for Thanksgiving. So what does this mean for both communities as a whole?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, everybody comes out, like everybody. They literally bring in extra bleachers so that everybody can be here. Yeah, they bring in extra bleachers so everybody can be here, and all these different things that happen. Like, for example, like we were talking about earlier, Joe Gallagher in his time as the Haverford head coach and Rich Gentile, they were about at Upper Darby and Haverford for the same period of time, for about 20 or 25 years. And they would actually, as tradition, they would go in the morning at like 6 a.m. before the game and go to Perkins in Upper Darby, which is basically like IHOP. Like, it's not like it's this grandiose spot. It's funny that a tradition like that would happen. It's not happening this year because some conflicts with the game times and coaches getting there, but I'm sure in the future it will continue to happen with both these coaches being disciples of Joe Gallagher.
Yeah, I love that. Perkins, comfort food at its best.
Yeah. And it's the pageantry. You hear the bands, the sounds, the crowd of both teams. I remember last year when Montez Ellis threw a touchdown pass, ends the game. Haverford sideline goes silent. The fans go silent, and all you heard was the roar of the Upper Darby faithful, and that's what makes it awesome,
100%. Let's talk more about that moment last year. That was surreal for everyone on the Haverford sideline, including myself and you, Brendan. We were both there to witness that, and it was a big blow to the seniors just to hear the roar of Upper Darby winning in the last seconds. Do you think there's an extra bit of revenge in the hearts of Haverford coming into this game? Do you think they may go for something even more? Maybe not just beat them, but bury them.
I definitely think so. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be able to bury them, but I know this senior group wants it more than any other group in the future. I mean, or in the past, because for 11 years, Haverford beat them easy. Upper Darby was maybe down and out. Besides that 2015 year, and Haverford was consistently beating them. It wasn't really like this big thing, but losing it makes you wake up and go, "Whoa, this is how special this thing is," and it makes this senior group now, who was juniors last year and was very influential on that team. There was a lot of players this year that played a lot last year. I mean, Tommy Wright is a third-year quarterback. Ethan Mahan was a huge player last year. A lot of the line was huge last year. So it's very big to this group to win this game. The season didn't maybe go how they had planned. They thought that maybe they would make the playoffs. They got the 17th spot in District 1, one spot outside the playoff. So that kind of hurt their feelings on that one. But this is almost, they can right the ship. They can right your wrongs of the season if you just beat Upper Darby.
100%, Brandon. Let's shift towards Upper Darby's actual team and some of the key players. But first, we got to start off with, of course, the elephant in the room, Montez Ellis. He's the star of the team. He is the leader on and off the field for Upper Darby. He has incredible athletic skill. He was the one who basically was the reason Haverford lost last year.
He was the offensive MVP of the game last year.
Oh, yeah. He is an absolute beast on the field. What is Haverford going to have to do to contain him?
You gotta tackle. I mean, like, it's as simple as that. Like, they say ground balls win games, rebounds win games, 50-50 balls win games. In this game against Montez Ellis, the elusive player that he is, you have to tackle. Something that the Forts have been touch and go with. They've tackled well at some points. They've struggled at some points. It's all about everybody getting to the ball and rallying and finishing through tackles. often last year, we'd have some arm tackles, and he'd just run through them. He's that athletic. He's just going to run through them, and he's going to run 68 yards like he did last year and to the house. So, like, that's what Haverford has to do. It's as simple as that. They need to tackle. That's it, Nick.
I agree. I 100%
That's
agree.
like as simple as I can put it.
Simple as you can put it.
And then, like, on the defensive end, Haverford's going to have some trouble against number 3, Jihad Cave. He is a stud. He plays the safety role for Upper Darby, big leader on their team, makes plays all over the place, and almost runs the alley. I say, like, a little bit like Kyle Hamilton. He uses his length to make plays over the top and is able to run the alley, and really, like, is the heart and soul of that Upper Darby defense. Oh yeah,
he's the enforcer. He's the one that's going to set the tone. He's going to lay the wood, and he's going to say, "Guys, let's go. We're going to win this game." He is that guy, along with linebacker Kamar Perliote, another leader on that team. But offensively, what does Haverford have to do to get a lot of points on the board here?
I mean, Haverford, they've been iffy so far this year. These past few games, their Pencrest game and their Lower Merion game, they were able to throw the ball quite effectively, which they struggled with earlier in the season. So I'm going to be interested to see if Coach Doherty comes out and goes, Tommy, you're going to throw the ball today, or if he goes, Tommy, you're going to be running back today, and you're going to run the QB draws all day long, because that's what they did last year against this team, and that's what they did. That's what they did a lot in this season in a lot of their games. So it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Doherty rolls out for us and what Coach Dave Barr for Upper Darby rolls out for us, what look he's going to give with Montez Ellis.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's definitely going to be a battle of the ideologies of these two coaches at Haverford, 100%. And with that, as we see Haverford gathering around the goalpost, I think we'll take a quick break and potentially play some interviews for you guys.
Yeah, we'll play some senior interviews from earlier in the season with the Haverford captains. Thank you.
My name is Connor Salveson with Haverford Sports Media. I am joined by senior captain Ben Fleming. Ben, what are your personal and team goals for this season?
Personal goals, I like to be all Central. Team goals, I like to win the Central League and compete in the District 1 playoffs.
Do you have any reason why you chose the number 8?
No reason. I've always just worn it. It's just always been the number I wear.
How has Coach Doc's coaching impacted you as a player?
Doc's a great coach. He pushes me every day to work as hard as I possibly can and get my best effort all the time.
What does the Upper Darby rivalry mean to you, especially after a disappointing game last year?
Every year, me and my family go to watch the Upper Darby game since I've been 5 years old. So that game means a lot to me. I have a lot of pride in that game. Always want to win that game.
Does becoming a captain change your attitude on or off the field?
In a way, yeah, because everyone kind of looks up to you and watches what you're doing at practice, off the field, all that. So I try to set a good example for my teammates.
My name is Connor Salveson with Haverford Sports Media, and I'm joined by senior captain Ethan Mahan. Ethan, what are your personal and team goals for this season?
Personally, I want to be all Delco and all state, and for team, I want to compete for a District 1 title.
Do you have anything specific you do before games?
20 wings from Wingstop.
What flavor?
Mango habanero.
Last year, you broke the high school record for single season receiving touchdowns. What is your plan to top that this year?
I feel like I've gotten better as a player, and so has our quarterback. So,
how have lessons you have learned from baseball translated to football?
They're both very mental and take a lot of hard work and dedication. So,
how has the influx of seniors enhanced team leadership this season?
We've got a lot more experience ever on the field.
My name is Brett McNichol with Haverford Sports Media here with Tommy Tuhill. Tommy, how you doing today?
Great, how are you?
Good. Do you have any interesting pregame routines?
I mean, usually I always go to Wawa and I get something light. I'll usually get those barbecue twists, those Fritos, and then I'll get usually either a hoagie or a chicken Caesar wrap, and then after that I either get the grape Gatorade or I'll get a orange mango body warmer.
What is your personal goal for the season?
Personal goal, obviously, is to get anywhere from all Central to, all region.
And what's your team goal for the season?
Win the Central League, win District 1, and just, compete.
What is it like now playing guard after a position switch from tackle?
It's it's kind of nice. There's still a lot of work with the offensive line that happens. Pass protection, you're not as much on an island anymore, which I had a little bit of trouble with that last season. Even just mentally, it just felt like if I got beat, that it was just a one-on-one battle. So you got bigger people on the inside, but you're getting help, so you're just moving people, and then you just get to kill shorter, skinnier guys. So it's always fun.
Can you describe to us the energy you bring to the game and your team?
I try to be the hype man, try to be sometimes less talk and more action. If, they need someone to get pretty loud, especially on like a game day, I'll break down everybody and, try to give a speech.
How do you plan to stay involved in football after high school?
So it's either play football in college, and if that does not happen, I will definitely try to coach, whether it's at the youth level, high school, or just make my way up wherever.
What are your personal goals for this season?
I want to get all league, all district, and all state.
What are your expectations for the team this season?
Central League contenders.
What is it like being a third-year varsity starting quarterback?
Stressful kinda, cause I have a lot of pressure on me this year to be great.
How has your leadership evolved during your time at Haverford?
I've gotten more comfortable speaking my voice more and more because I've become older and older and adapted to the people around me. I've grown great relationships with the people around me, so it's helped me become a better leader.
How do you plan to bounce back after last year's playoff appearance?
We plan to make a run this year and be contenders for the district title.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We just had an incredible national anthem. I hope you guys enjoyed those interviews. A lot of food talk in those interviews from Tommy Toe, loves the Wawa, and Ethan with the wings. What do you think of that?
Tommy too. That guy loves to eat. Ethan Mahan, his favorite thing in the world, BOGO Tuesdays at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Interesting fact there. And it looks like Upper Darby's going to send their kickoff team, and Haverford is going to return. Looks like the usual Ethan Mahan and Jake Snell both back to receive for Haverford. We'll see who's going to get the ball there.
Yeah, Jake Snell and Ethan Mahan, both all Central League players. Ethan Mahan first team, and Jake Snell honorable mention for the Fords.
Yeah, the Fords definitely had they were not short of talent, is how I would put it. They definitely had a lot of players who could go and make a play, but they couldn't string it together this year to make it into the district playoffs. But at least the individual players got their honors.
Yeah, it's nice when players are honored like that, even though they had a not a season that didn't go the way they wanted, but this is the way they ride the ship.
Abraham Billity ready to kick that one off, and it looks like Jake Snell is going to get that one, but he is tackled immediately. That's number 20, LeVar Jackson, setting the tone for Upper Darby. Great tackle there by LeVar Jackson, just flying upfield, setting the tone on Thanksgiving.
Yep, it's all about how they start. I would not be surprised if the Fords dialed up a trick play here. They did on the first game. They did on the first play of last year, a little end around pass to Tommy Wright. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Tommy Wright's going to take the snap in an empty formation. He's going to go deep to his guy, Tyler Rogers, but that one is overthrown. Tough play there. Looks like a combination of safety, Jihad Cave, and then Harris Series, both in there on the coverage.
Yeah, and we already see Jihad Cave's influence on the game. He's able to make plays over the top and help his corners out. And, Tyler Rogers had it beat a little bit, and Tommy Wright just overthrew it by about 5 or 10 yards.
Justin Marciano in the wingback position. They're getting this going to the sophomore, Zeke Bates, who's going to try to shoot upfield. Looks like he is taken down. Looks like they got a good gain on that, about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, Zeke Bates has propelled himself into the starting running back position after some injuries and other things going on with Colin Cassidy, and he's shown that he is a great player and has been a huge player for the Fords all season.
100%. He has been their bell cow this year, and he's ready to make a statement. Tommy Wright. Looks like they're going to motion Jake Snell, but he's going to drop back to pass. Looks like he has Fleming over the top, and he does! Completes a great crossing route to Ben Fleming.
Great job by Ben Fleming going back to the ball, setting his feet, and making a play on that. Tommy Wright underthrew him a little bit, but it's not going to be perfect today. And what we talked about earlier, Coach Doherty said we're letting him throw the ball today.
And that's gonna set the tone for the game here for this Fords offense. Is going to be an air raid, or are they going to try to stick to the ground? It looks like they're going air raid early. First down and 10 here. Tommy Wright just around midfield. Got Zeke Bates behind him. Justin Marciano out the wing back. Going to take the snap. Look like Upper Darby's going to blitz a linebacker, and it looks like completed pass to Ethan Mahan. Perfect throw from Tommy Wright. Ethan Mahan on a streak down the sideline, and Tommy Wright putting it right in the breadbasket.
That was a beautiful pass, beautiful catch. Ethan Mahan knew it was coming. He kept running until the last second, turns his head. It was right there where it needed to be. Huge pickup for the Fords, and they're already rolling. Upper Darby is reeling because they thought that the Fords are going to roll out this running offense, but no.
That is totally correct, Brendan. One thing I don't see is Montez Ellis out there. Looks like they're going to save him for the offensive side of the ball. He's probably going to get a lot of work today. Looks like Jake Snell is going to get a jet sweep, and he's going to be taken down with either no gain or maybe a loss.
Yeah, and those last two receptions, I mean, that shows why Tommy Wright, Ethan Mahan, and Ben Fleming were all first team, all Central League players, man. I mean, that's although their talent has been shown this year, that really depicts it right there.
Yeah, like we were saying, there is no shortage of talent on this Fords team. It was just the ability to string these things together. Tommy Wright, empty formation. He's going to drop back for another pass. Looks like he's got Marciano, but over his head a bit. Looks like there's a flag on the play, though. That could be a late hit. Zahir Birch hit Tommy Wright a bit late there, number 2.
And that's going to be a big mistake for Upper Darby. I mean, they would have Fords in like a 3rd and long scenario, and now Haverford's going to benefit, even though Tommy Wright overthrew a wide open Justin Marciano.
Colin Cassidy checks into the game here at running back. Zeke Bates going to take a breather. 1st and goal for Haverford. 9 minutes and 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Looks like Montez Ellis has checked in on defense. They're going to split him out on Ethan Mahan. Jake Snell motions. Looks like they're going to give this one to Cassidy up the middle, and he's going to try to barrel his way through. Looks like they're going to mark him short, but still a gain of at least 1.
Yeah, and Colin Cassidy's a big body. They use him in short yard situations where he can really just shoot up the middle and try to get short yardage. And he gained a few yards there, but it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Doherty dials up here. Will he dial a play-action pass, or will he continue to give Colin Cassidy the ball?
Matchup to keep your eye out on there is 5-on-5 up there. Ethan Mahan, Montez Ellis. We'll see if they go to the air, see if Tommy Wright's going to take a look. Looks like it's going to be a QB draw up the middle. Tommy Wright dives. Referees say touchdown. Tommy Wright, quarterback draw, jet, whatever you want to call it, right up the middle. Touchdown Fords.
Yeah, great QB draw right there. They bunched everybody up and went right on that left side. And Coach Doherty could not be happier with the way his team has started this game.
Vince Cunningham on for the extra point. He's going to drill this one. Looks like no. Referee's going to whistle, say no good. Looks like that one was blocked. Upper Darby bringing the pressure. Looks like Jihad Cave leading the team there.
Yeah, Jihad Cave using a little bit of his length there to get a hand on that ball. And, that's huge for Upper Darby. Although they didn't just have the drive they wanted, it's good to get a little bit of a momentum shift and as you're going on to the offensive zone. And, Coach Doherty, and this is probably the best start that the Fords have had all season on the first drive. So.
Yeah, I agree. That offense looked dominant there. But we'll see what happens with Upper Darby. Looks like they're going to send Montez Ellis and LeVar Jackson deep back to receive. I'm assuming they're going to try to kick it away from number 5 over there. He looks like he's ready to make a guy miss.
But what's good about that last drive is that Tommy Wright was consistent and concise with his passes, unlike earlier in the year. He doesn't need a lot of bulk passes. He was good.
Right on the money, Brennan. Looks like Vince Cunningham's going to squib this one. Looks like a little mistake. Ellis is going to get it, and he's going to try to find a hole, and he's going to shoot through one, and he's still on his feet. He's moving, and he's breaking tackles. He's dragging forwards up to midfield area. Montez Ellis on the return, and that's exactly what you did not want to happen. That's why you send a guy out there for the squib kick.
Yeah, I'm sure that kick was on purpose, and they really just don't want to let Montez Ellis get the ball, and somehow it's still trickled into his hands, and that's the star player he is, and we're going to see him a lot in this game.
Yep, good idea. Bad execution there for the Fords on the kickoff. Here comes Upper Darby's offense. Looks like number 17, Nate O'Donnell, is going to come out at quarterback with Ellis in the tailback. We were questioning where he would come out as Montez Ellis, either as a running back or as a quarterback, and it looks like he's going to come out early as a running back as he gets looks like 3 to 4 yard gain there.
Yeah, Nick, we talked about earlier. Upper Darby had shown 2 main looks this season. Montez Ellis at quarterback in kind of a shotgun situation, and then him at running back in an I formation. But this is different than anything we've really seen all year. And it's definitely different than what Haverford prepared for.
Mm-hmm. And Nate O'Donnell, number 17. A little bit of an undersized guy. Doesn't look like he's been in the weight room. Definitely not as much as Montez Ellis. But they're going to send him out there on the varsity field, and they're going to see what he can do. Looks like he's in the shotgun here. Ellis to his left, and he's going to give this one. And Ellis going to barrel his way through. Big pile. Looks like he's going to just drill his way, and it's going to be a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Upper Darby's going to play smash mouth football today. They're looking to get Montez Ellis the ball. And they're also going to look for Montez Ellis to get in these one-on-one situations. Because if Haverford leaves one of their players out on an island with Montez, he is going to burn you. He is that athletic and that fast.
Coming towards 7 minutes and 45 seconds here in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, the Fords scored a touchdown. They're up 6-0, could not execute on the extra point, and Upper Darby is at a big 3rd down on their first drive. Interesting look here. They have LeVar Jackson, number 20, running back to their left, and Montez Ellis on an orbit motion. They're going to give it to him. Nothing doing there. Wrapped up. That's Colin Cassidy wrapping up Montez Ellis. 4th down.
Huge play by Colin Cassidy, stopping all the momentum of Upper Darby. 10-yard loss for the Royals. That's why Colin Cassidy was a Central League honorable mention player, and that's why he's been so great on defense all year long.
And you see the energy. He came out right after that tackle. He was hype. He's ready to win this game.
He wants it. He's another one of those guys who played last year and were part of that loss last year. So he wants it today.
I agree, Brendan. And as expected, Upper Darby's going to roll out the punt team, and Ethan Mahan's going to be back to receive.
But, Nick, like we talked about, that they want to get the ball in Montez's hands, and they're going to put him in at the wing, at the slot position, however they can get on the ball.
Mm-hmm. Wherever he finds the most success is definitely where they're going to put him. Here comes Ethan Mahan. Looks like he has some room. He's going to make a move, and he's going to try to get down the sideline, tiptoeing his way, but he was out of bounds. Looked like he almost was out free there.
Yeah, and Ethan Mahan's going to get a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty here, and the Fords, I think, might get a crackback block here too. Not a good way to start a good game right there.
Big mistake for the Fords. That one's going to set them back pretty far. We'll see what happens here. Yep, looks like Tommy Wright's going to walk his offense back to the Ford side of the field.
Not the way you want to start the second drive if you're Haverford.
Yeah,
For sure.
definitely not the way.
Especially after that big Colin Cassidy sack.
Yep, and as expected, this one's going to move them way back. Looks like it's around the 27-yard line of the Fords. 6 minutes and 29 seconds to go here, first quarter. Starting to dwindle away, 6-0 Fords. Both teams have had their first offensive drives, and Brendan, what do you think that each team needs to do to be successful?
Yeah, I mean, again, Upper Darby's going to continue to try to get Montez Ellis the ball, and I'm not saying that's not a bad idea. I'm just saying that maybe they put him as like a decoy sometimes. Like, for example, back in the day, like 2016, 2017, Penn State used Saquon Barkley when he was in college. They would use him as like almost a decoy. They'd run a lot of play-action passes, and because everybody had their eyes on him, and everybody has their eyes on Montez Ellis today. So maybe get number 20 in there. He's a hard runner. And try to give somebody else a chance while using him as misdirection.
Yep, number 20, LeVar Jackson. Great player. Big track runner, too. And here comes Tommy Wright. Looks like it was a read option here. Tommy Wright's going to move. Ethan Mahan put a big block on somebody. Decent pickup for the Fords.
Yeah, great pickup for the Fords at the beginning. And that's similar to what we saw a lot this year with Tommy Wright running the ball. And I wonder if Coach Doherty stays with that in this second drive.
Yep, looks like they're going to be 2nd and 3 here. We'll see what Haverford brings out. Zeke Bates right behind Tommy Wright. I'm expecting probably something from him. Justin Marciano motions. Wright takes a snap, and it's going to be an outside zone run to Zeke Bates, but he is hit hard and swallowed up. Looks like number 3 with a combination of number 9. Looks like that's Jihad Cave, number 3, coming in to support number 9, Marcus Kemp, in there to make a play.
Yeah, and again, we talked about earlier, Jihad Cave, heart and soul of this Upper Darby defense, and he's going to play all over the place for them and try to make plays all over the place. And Montez Ellis just checked in as a corner.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely going to not have Ethan Mahan make a big play here on 3rd down. Looks like they're going to give it off, and that one's close.
I don't know if they're going to have it. It doesn't seem... Oh. And
looks like they're going to move
the officials. Yep, they're moving the chains. Maybe it wasn't as close as we thought.
Great run support from Jihad Cave, flying down from the safety position. Special what you can do if you're flying down from 10 yards off the ball and you can make a play at the line of scrimmage. But that's going to be a first down for Haverford regardless. Tommy Wright's going to take a snap, and he's going to give this one to Zeke Bates again. Zeke Bates swallowed up. That's going to be a mix of Upper Darby Royals there. Looks like that's number 52, Khalil McLaughlin in there, making the play on interior defensive line.
Yeah, and Haverford, I mean, first down, they've had some great plays. I mean, it's 2nd and 3rd down where they've struggled so far.
2nd down and 5 here with 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Haverford up 6-0 at the beginning of the Turkey Bowl. Tommy right, Zeke Bates to his left. He's going to motion Jake Snell, and it looks like he's going to give it to him. Looked like that could have been a quarterback read option play as Snell tries to shoot upfield.
Good 3-yard gain by Jake Snell, who in the past, was a running back, but they put him in a more utility spot now, running him in the slot sometimes at a wing spot and possibly as a second running back.
Yeah, Jake Snell has definitely been a guy with a lot of versatility on this team. And looks like Montez Ellis, looks like he's checking in on third downs, coming in to guard Ethan Mahan.
Maybe they're trying to conserve his energy while also trying to eliminate the threat of Ethan Mahan.
Looks like Colin Cassidy's going to get this one on a counter, but he is wrapped up.
And this is also going to be a close one.
And it looks like referee's going to move the chains again. And if you're Haverford, that's all you need. 3 to 4 yards a pop. That'll win you the game.
All you need is 3.5 yards our play. But so far they've gotten chunk yardage for 5-6 yards every first down and fight on second and third to get to that first down.
Looks like a bunch trips formation for Haverford as they're going to motion Colin Cassidy out. This could be a screenplay. Tommy Wright, empty in the backfield. Nope, looks like they're going to do one-on-one. Ethan Mahan, he's open, and he's got it, and he gets off the defender. Ethan Mahan, touchdown, long reception for the Turkey Bulls.
Great play design by Coach Luke Doherty. Put the quads look on the right side, made everybody think it was going to be a screen, and then let Ethan Mahan slip out the back door and beat his defender and pick up a 60-plus yard touchdown.
And if you're over on the Upper Darby sideline, this is going to make you rethink how much you're going to use Montez Ellis on the defensive side. Because that was a wide-open Ethan Mahan touchdown route on a streak. That's exactly what they didn't want to happen. So they may think about probably having Montez Ellis go in full-time and take care of Ethan Mahan if you're on the Upper Darby sideline. But as of now, with 2 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the first quarter, it is 13-0 Fords.
Complete domination so far by Haverford. Upper Darby has only had one offensive possession, but they got nothing going. And the Fords are feeling good, riding high, 13-0.
LeVar Jackson and Montez Ellis once again back there to receive. And Vince Cunningham out there to kick off. One thing I've noticed is they've had a little tampering off of senior Googie Simon. He's been having some injury problems, which you can't blame him for. I mean, he's a 3-sport athlete here at Haverford, and he was dual sporting this year, kicking for football and playing soccer. Great player, great guy.
But what having Vinny Cunningham on the kickoff team allows you to do is allows him to make a tackle, which Googie Simon was unable to do.
Ellis looked like he had a lane there to run, but he just got tripped up there by potentially a Haverford player, potentially his own feet. But still a good return for Montez Ellis as Upper Darby offense gets set to go.
Yeah, that's great luck for the Fords. Montez Ellis tripping up and only getting to about the 33-yard line, and there's not much more the Fords could ask for.
Yeah, when he has the ball in his hands on a kick return, everyone's heart starts beating a little faster on the Haverford sideline. Looks like Nate O'Donnell's still going to be playing quarterback, and they're going to motion Ellis potentially on and off the field. Maybe some miscommunication here. LeVar Jackson in at a sort of fullback wingback position. They're going to give this one to Ellis. Looks like it was a little bit of a counter play, but everyone knows where that ball is going. So he is stuffed by Haverford. Looks like that's Burke Julian and Alan Zangle in there on the tackle.
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, I mean, you got to figure out a way to put the ball in somebody else's hands and use Montez as a distraction instead of just handing it off over and over again to him.
Yeah, this offense isn't going to be successful if you just keep giving the ball to number 5. You gotta spread it around a bit. Looks like they're going to come out in the same formation but swapped. Ellis to O'Donnell's right, and he's going to grab the ball. Looks like a little counter play. He's going to try to shoot forward, and that's going to spell another 3rd and long. And Colin Cassidy getting a little pushy and shovey over there on the Upper Darby Haverford sideline area. Let me see who that was. Looks like that's number 65. Tyler Farmer and Colin Cassidy having a few words with each other.
Yeah, and on this third down, I would not be surprised if Colin Cassidy came out and made a play. He's not going to take disrespect like that at all in this game.
Yeah, it looks like he's lining up right there, looking like he's ready for a blitz, and timeout is called. As Upper Darby tries to reorient things, Brendan, for Haverford's offense, they've came out pretty damn well.
Yeah, Tommy Wright's throwing the ball great right now. The Fords are consistently running the ball well, and there's not much else you can ask for, and that's you're winning both phases of the offense, running and passing.
Yep, I totally agree with you. And looks like all the Haverford alumni having a great time. Upper Darby, not too much. They want to see their team win, but Haverford guys having a fun time over there. Looks like Mike Powell, Colin Reynolds, Tommy Caruso, Sam Applebaum, all over there supporting the Fords. Looks like Upper Darby's going to send out Montez Ellis on Zeke Bates. We'll see what happens there. Zeke Bates playing off the ball. Nate O'Donnell, shotgun position with LeVar Jackson to his right.
And we haven't seen O'Donnell throw it all today, so it's going to be interesting to see if they send Montez Ellis in motion or if they choose him to throw.
Looks like he is going to throw, and he's going to try to find Ellis across the middle, and he does, and Ellis got the speed. He motions a block, and he's got room. He just steps out of bounds there. Big gain for Montez Ellis on looks like a little bit of a shallow route there.
Yeah, and just that little 3-yard route, Montez Ellis picks up a 20-yard gain for the Royals, and that shows his athleticism to be able to cut, get upfield, and make a play.
Yep, there's a phrase, get in where you fit in, and Montez Ellis and the Upper Darby Royals are going to try to do that all day. Looks like O'Donnell breaks the huddle, with Ellis to his left, and LeVar Jackson as a fullback right behind the right tackle. Flag thrown. Haverford sideline's clapping, so looks like that's going to be a false start on Upper Darby. That's going to send him back a few yards.
Yeah, and after a big game like that, that is not what you want to see out of your team. That kind of just kills your momentum and sets you behind the chains.
Mm-hmm. If you're Haverford, you got to take advantage of this. You got to say to yourself, hey, they're making mistakes. We made a few, but they're going to make more than us, so we got to capitalize. Huddle breaks once more. Same formation, except they're going to move LeVar Jackson to the left. O'Donnell takes the snap. He's going to give this one to Ellis. Looks like a counter, but Colin Cassidy in there. And I don't understand the approach if you're Upper Darby to keep going to Montez Ellis on that counter play. It's just not working.
And Colin Cassidy is making his presence known. Stopping that counter just then. Had a huge play on Upper Darby's last drive on that third down on the end around, and he is turning up today, having himself a day.
And with that, the first quarter will expire, and that's going to leave Upper Darby with a 2nd and 18 right around midfield, 49-yard line, and the Fords are up 13-0.
And there's not much more you could ask for if you're Luke Doherty. Your team is playing great right now, although they had one big play with Montez Ellis on that shallow route. Nothing more going on for the Royals.
Big event. We hope everyone at home is having a great time. It is Thanksgiving. Make sure to tell somebody that you are thankful for them. That's what the holiday's for, people.
Yep, you love to see Thanksgiving. You know, it really makes us thankful for this time of year.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing better than football on Thanksgiving, especially an age-old rivalry like Upper Darby and Haverford.
And a game like this, you know, your turkey just doesn't taste the same if you lose, man. Last year, I know for plenty of those players, it just didn't taste the same.
It did. Had a little bit of a bitter hint in there. All right, and it looks like we're back from the quarter. Upper Darby sending their offense out. All righty. Ellis in the backfield. They're going to orbit LeVar Jackson. It looks like it's going to go to him. Ellis is a lead blocker, and LeVar Jackson tries to rumble his way through. And he does, but not for many yards.
And that's what I was talking about, Nick. You know, they didn't succeed a lot on that play, but they did use Montez Ellis as a distraction, putting him in the slot. Everybody's got their eyes on him, and they use that end around play. And, I mean, he picked up a few yards, LeVar Jackson, excuse me.
Yep, totally agree with you, Brendan. I don't know. Coming into this game, we were I know I like to say 100% a lot of time, but I was not 100% on if Haverford was going to win this game, and it looks like they've came out and they've made a statement.
Yeah, Upper Darby has won a lot of. They say in football you got to win. You don't know how to win ugly, and Upper Darby has won ugly a lot this year. A few games, their Pencrest game, some other games, they win tight, and they pull them out, and you really have no clue how it happens. But that's what the Ford's worried about.
With that Montez Ellis run, it looks like it's going to be 4th and long, and punt team will come out of the field. Ethan Mahan back to receive. That punt's going to go off without a hitch. Let's see if it gets a good roll, and it does. Good Upper Darby roll. Marked down around the 10, 11-yard line.
Are you looking for a new house? Wagner Real Estate will help you find the right home for you and your family. The real estate professionals at Wagner are Havertown locals who have passed down the real estate savvy through 4 generations. Call 610-446-2300 to set up a consultation with Wagner Real Estate today. Thank you to our sponsor at Wagner Real Estate, and let's get back to today's game.
Thank you, Wagner Real Estate. It's been great to help them out over the years, and looks like Tommy Wright's going to take this one draw, and it looks like he has room, but the ball is out, and Upper Darby looks like they've jumped on it. Jihad caved there on the strip, and everyone is hyped up on the Upper Darby sideline.
And like I told you, Nick, Upper Darby, they'll find a way. Just a few things need to bounce their way, and they'll find themselves back into this, and this is a huge turn for them.
100%. They're going to capitalize here on that fumble. We'll see, but Jihad caved right there, using his length just to strip that ball out. Tommy Wright was not expecting that arm to just fly around and just punch it out right there. Nothing you can do. Upper Darby getting ready on offense. Let's see what they have dialed up. Colin Corkery, Burke, Julian, Henry, Gillespie, all ready to go on D-line. Looks like they're running a bit of a 3-man front and then blitzing Colin Cassidy. Little personnel issues as we have 10 minutes and 33 seconds left to go in the half. 1st and 10 on the 17. O'Donnell is going to take the snap. He's going to fake this. Oh, no, never mind. He's going to give it off to Ellis. Ellis is going to try to find an edge, and with that speed, it looks like he will. And he's going to get thrown down, but not after picking up a 1st down.
Yeah, great job by Montez Ellis, acting like O'Donnell was going to pull it, and he used that burst of speed to catch the edge and pick up the 1st down for Upper Darby, which is huge. They haven't had too many 1st downs in this game so far.
And that's all he needs. All he needs is that little inch or two, and he's going to shoot right by you.
He just needs that touch of hesitation from the Haverford defense, and he will burn you.
Same formation as last play. O'Donnell's going to take the snap, and it's going to be a QB draw up the middle. O'Donnell looked like they're going to mark him short. Tough one for Nate O'Donnell. Trying to squeeze into the end zone there. Nine minutes, 46 seconds to go. 2nd and goal here for Upper Darby. They're on the 1-yard line, just trying to punch it in here.
Haverford's had some good stops so far in this game, so don't be surprised if we see a Haverford goal line stand.
Offense out on the field. Very compact formation. If you're Upper Darby, just want to give this one to Montez Ellis, but flag is thrown. Looks like that's going to bring Upper Darby back, and those are the mistakes me and Brennan have been talking about.
Mental mistakes will get you killed. And that just, you get all the way down to the 1, and then you do that, and it's not a good thing. And I told you, the goal line stand is very possible for the Fords now, especially as Upper Darby backs themselves up to their own to the Haverford 6.
And it looks like they're going to replay 2nd down here from the 6-yard line. Nate O'Donnell running out to the huddle. 9 minutes, 17 seconds to go. If you're just joining us, Haverford is up 13-0 for this turkey ball. O'Donnell takes the snap. Looks like this one's going to go to Ellis, and he's going to try to barrel his way through, and he does. Ellis is always falling forward as he's going to pick up 3 or 4 on that one.
Yeah, and that's the mark of a great player. Being able to fall forward, get those extra yards, and he is able to do it consistently. And that's going to hurt the forwards in these short yard situations, especially as this 3rd and goal situation.
8 minutes 44 to go. A little bit of a personnel change. Look like they're going to send Marcus Kemp, number 9, off the field. O'Donnell breaks the huddle. We'll see what happens here. If Upper Darby's play has told us anything, it looks like they're probably going to give it to Montez Ellis. But no, Colin Cassidy flying in there, making a tackle. And Upper Darby, I'm assuming they're going to go for it, but it's going to be a lot tougher to get that one into the end zone.
And Colin Cassidy continues to show his presence a little bit like the performance of Peter Corcoran last year in this game. Making big plays at big times in the game.
Yep, Peter Corcoran, number 61 for Haverford, now playing at Gettysburg College in Pennsylvania. It was a very successful player at Haverford. As Upper Darby brings their offense out, Zeke Bates and Ben Fleming both matched up. Here comes O'Donnell. Looks like they're going to do a little bit of a shift here. They've been riding this formation, this stack formation, where they have LeVar Jackson up right by in between the left and the right guard and the left tackle, right guard, right tackle, and they're riding Tez right behind him, and Nate O'Donnell in a shotgun formation to the group's left or right, depending on which way they want to run whatever play, and it hasn't yielded much success. So we'll see what they do there.
Yeah, and Upper Darby's continuing to shoot themselves in the foot with these loss of yardages and then penalties. But this is huge right here for
big play for Upper Darby. 7 minutes 33 to go in the half. O'Donnell's going to snap it, and he's going to go on the run. He's going to make a throw way off, incomplete, and if you're Upper Darby, I would think about taking O'Donnell out, maybe put Tez back at
Yeah, I think the way that Upper Darby gets back in this game is if they throw Montez Ellis back at the quarterback spot, which he played last year in this game and has played a lot in this season, and see how it goes. Because at this point, if Upper Darby, especially if Haverford goes down and punches another one in, then you're down 3 scores, and you got to look to change something.
100% agree right there, Brendan. Yeah, Montez Ellis, he didn't only play that position last year. He was successful. He threw a few touchdown passes, and he really made a game of it every time he was at that position. So I'm assuming they're probably going to make a switch there as we have whistles from the referees. We'll see what's going on here.
Especially when their whole game plan is around Montez Ellis. There's no point in trying to get it to him like once the whistle's going. Why not just get it to him right away?
Mm-hmm. It's definitely easier to have your playmaker taking the snaps. Haverford did it with Trey Blair. That's a great example of having your playmaker take the snaps, even though he may not even be ready for that. As Tommy Wright's going to scramble, and he's going to get some room. Good gain from Tommy Wright, getting out of bounds there, saving some time. 7 minutes, 21 seconds left. And that one's going to move the chains, potentially. Excuse me, looks like it's not. Looks like it's, oh, never mind. Yep, they are moving the chains.
Great job by Tommy Wright rolling out. Couldn't find anything, and he didn't try to force anything, something that he's had a problem with his entire career, trying to force the ball in places where it doesn't belong. And he's able to roll out and pick up the first down for Haverford.
Tommy Wright's going to give this one off to Zeke Bates, who's just hammering in, but Jihad Cave and a host of other Upper Darby players in there for the tackle. Coach Ryan Gravius is not happy about that one. Jumping up and down here, telling his guys to move to the second level.
Yeah, and again, Jihad Cave making his presence known, stopping the run. Something he's done well all game.
Tommy Wright breaks the huddle. Zeke Bates behind him. Ethan Mahan to the bottom of your screen. He's going to take the snap. Looks like almost had Ethan Mahan, but it looks like he's going to option to run it. Big gain. Looks like Tommy Wright is being pretty smart here as a quarterback. If it's not there, don't force it and just get out of there and pick up a few yards with your legs.
Yeah, Tommy Wright. Again, pick up the first down for Haverford, making big plays with his legs.
Justin Marciano checking into the game here. Probably his tight end wing back, and Tyler Rogers going to come off the field. Ben Fleming up at the top of your screen. Looks like he's all alone. We'll see what happens over there. Jihad Cave's going to rock down towards the line of scrimmage, and he's going to blitz. And they're going to give this one to Jake Snell as he's going to Zeke Bates as he's going to pummel his way forward. Great run.
Zeke Bates just barreled down the field between the tackles, and I mean he just barreled through 3 Upper Darby defenders. Those arm tackles were not going anywhere, and finally is brought down after a big 10-yard gain.
Yep, got a Seahawk tackle.
Yeah.
Eyes through thighs. The old Coach Maluski, one of our old coaches, always said eyes through thighs, and that is the name of the game, and that's going to be the key for both teams here. Tommy Wright motion Jake Snell a wing back, and he's going to take the snap. This one looks like it's going to go to Bates again as he's going to try to find a hole, and he's wrapped up. Looks like he's big 5-yard pickup there. 2nd and 5.
Yeah, unlike we saw earlier in this game, or just early in this drive, Jihad Cave is being neutralized so far, unable to make plays in the run game, and that's why Haverford has had so many successes these last few plays.
5 minutes, 40 seconds to go here. 2nd and 5, midfield for the Fords. If the Fords punch one through, Upper Darby risks this game getting away from them, as it's going to be an outside zone, but wrapped up quickly. That's Kamar Perliote, number 7. 5 minutes, 21 left.
And this sets up a big 3rd down. Upper Darby, if they get the stop, you get a little momentum shift. Haverford, if they get this, they can keep it rolling, punch a 3rd one in, go up 3 scores. But this is huge for the shift in this game. How is this going to go?
Here comes Montez Ellis. Looks like he got checked into to guard Ethan Mahan, and great decision right there by Upper Darby. Can't let Ethan Mahan get away. It's going to be a fake outside zone. Ellis. Well, Tyler Rogers wide open on a post route touchdown Fords. Incredible throw by Tommy Wright off of his back foot, moving the other way. Just flips his hips, sets his feet, and guns it downfield. Incredible.
Tyler Rogers, unbelievable catch. First touchdown catch of the year. Has struggled with injury all year, and that's a beautiful man right there. Tyler Rogers, I'm glad to see him succeed right there. He's had a tough year battling injury and finally gets a touchdown. And a game that means a lot to him. He's originally from Upper Darby, knows a lot of the guys in the other team, and it's big for him to make his mark on this game.
And with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to go, if you're Upper Darby, you really need to punch something in here because the game is starting to get away from you.
They got to change something on offense. I think what they got to do is they got to put Montez at quarterback, and if he's not, I'm not sure what they're doing. Someone's got to change, you know. You've seen these in your first 2 drives, first 3 drives, nothing going on. You got to do something. And Haverford is 3 for 4 on scoring drives and has had great efficiency in this game.
A lot of success for Haverford. Yeah, and if you're head coach Dave Barr over there, I think he will make a switch, and I think Montez's arm will do some work there. He's got some guys at receiver that can do the work. Amaru Kango, Terrell Stevens, and Zion Jenkins, all bodies out there that are capable of making a play. So we'll see what happens here. Looks like it's going to be sort of an onside kick up in the air. Looks like Ben Fleming's going to dive on it, but no!
Wow.
Almost had it. Haverford trying to put this game away with an onside kick. Cunningham boots it up in the air. Fleming almost there to grab it.
Wow. What a kick by Vinny Cunningham. Ben Fleming, it just hit the ground while he was going to the ground, and it bounced out. Tough one. But, I mean, great job by the Fords. And I don't think it's a bad call, especially when you don't want to give Montez Ellis the ball, and your squib kicks so far haven't really worked. So why not just put him at the 40?
That's a great call by head coach Luke Doherty. And it looks like as this offense comes out, Nate O'Donnell is going to be running things at quarterback. So we'll see how this offense starts to move. If you're just joining us, it is 20-0 in favor of the Fords. There's a big chance that Haverford's turkey will be tasting a lot better this year than last year.
Don't want to jinx it though, Nick. Come on. That's the broadcaster's curse.
Hopefully I didn't just jinx the team, but we'll see. As this one's going to be tossed over to Montez Ellis, and he's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Colin Cassidy in there with a few other Fords making a play.
Colin Cassidy leading this defense today, making a statement and not allowing Upper Darby to really do anything. They haven't been at all successful on offense except for a few plays that Montez Ellis has been able to break. Besides that, nothing has been found.
Yeah, he's been important to this game for the Fords here. Colin Cassidy, this is probably his best game he's played all year. He's going to show out for Thanksgiving. Here comes Upper Darby's offense. Ben Fleming pressed up on Amaru Kengo to the bottom of your screen. Little confusion in the backfield here with LeVar Jackson and Montez Ellis.
But to talk about Colin Cassidy, a player who started at running back this year, then transitioned more to the defensive end. They wanted him to key in on his defensive side, which is something he has been successful with today. Already having, I believe, 4 tackles for losses. And not much else Coach Doherty can ask for, and seeing something flourish that you chose to do.
Totally agree with you, Brendan. If you're just joining us, 3 minutes, 46 seconds left. We're about to be at halftime. It is 20-0 Fords. Something that a lot of people didn't expect coming in here. O'Donnell's looks like he's going to pass this one. Nothing doing there. He's going to try to run, and that's just not going to work at all. Fords are going to bring him down, and I don't know why you're not making a switch.
Yeah, I think this might be coming at halftime. I think it's tough for Coach Barr right now to make that decision in the middle of the first half. But I think at halftime we could definitely see a switch, especially with how these last 2 plays have gone.
Yeah, we'll see those halftime adjustments coming up. Jakes like Jake Snell, Ben Fleming, Ethan Mahan, Zeke Bates, all secondary and linebackers here holding the fort down for Haverford. Little motion, orbit, and it looks like they're going to give this one to Ellis, and he's going to try to find a hole. But nope, looks like Henry Gillespie, Colin Corkery right there to make a play.
Yeah, and the Haverford defensive line is doing a great job shedding their blocks and making plays on the outside and not allowing Montez Ellis to get anything on that orbit that he's been doing all game long.
Haverford's going to take a quick timeout here.
Yeah, Coach Doherty wants the ball back. He wants to punch another one in before this half is over. Really put Upper Darby down and out.
Mm-hmm. Got to maybe get a chance to maybe get some younger guys in there. But after last year, you're going to want to bury this team.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when it's your first Thanksgiving win, you want it to be decisive. Any win, but especially in this storied rivalry.
Yep, and you want to set a precedent for the upcoming years that Haverford should not be messed around with, and they're going to be the favorite every year. Joe Gallagher set that precedent with the 11-year streak. Everyone was expecting Haverford to pull out a win because they usually do, but just didn't happen last year. But Coach Doherty looks like he's going to reset that. Looks like the punt is off without a hitch. And going to take a bounce. Jake Snell still going to field that one, but gets down safely. And he's going to bring out the
good job by Jake Snell, covering it up, picking up 1 or 2 yards, and going down, leaving his offense in a good spot to succeed. Because if he lets it go, then it could bounce another 10, 15 yards, and that'll put your offense deep in their own territory.
Haverford coming out around midfield. Looks like it's going to be their 47-yard line. 1st and 10 here with around 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. We'll see how they manage their time. Tommy Wright's going to drop back for pass, and he's going to let this one fly. Looks like that's Rogers again. No flag there. I know Rogers may have wanted one, but not too much contact, and that one's going to be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Tyler Rogers, again, making his presence known, stretching the field. And Tommy Wright's already found him once in this game. I wonder if he will continue to try to find him again.
Yeah, that's just a glimpse at Tommy Wright's arm. He's just uncorking the cannon and let that one fly right down the field. And this one's going to be a read option here. Great read by Wright, pulling that one. He's going to be brought down around the line of scrimmage with a third down. Looks like Upper Darby's defense is starting to stiffen up here. We've previously seen Montez Ellis come out and play some corner on third down. We'll see what happens. Looks like they're not going to have him check into the game. Looks like they're just going to leak Jihad Cave over towards Ethan Mahan, which is not necessarily a bad idea if you're Upper Darby.
Yeah, this is a big moment for Jihad Cave. He's struggled in the pass game so far in being able to come over top and make plays like he normally does. But if he uses some of his length here in this last minute 35, then it will help his team out tremendously, not allowing Haverford to punch another one in.
Right on the money, Brendan. Looks like a timeout will be called. And we saw Harris Series Jr. from Upper Darby talking to Ethan Mahan a bit. And you can just tell, look at the size difference of them. Ethan Mahan has almost 3/4 of his helmet over his head. So you're definitely going to want to leak Jihad Cave over the top to maybe lay the wood.
Yeah, and Ethan Mahan had some touchdown reception in this game already. He broke the career touchdown reception record of 22 touchdowns and broke the single season touchdown reception record of 12. So congratulations to Ethan Mahan for breaking the Haverford career reception record or receiving touchdown record and the single season receiving touchdown record.
Yep.
Congratulations to him.
100%. Ethan Mahan is one of those players that doesn't come around often. He's a pure athlete, and he can make plays. He's dynamic to this team, and it's going to be a shame to see him leave after his senior year. As Tommy Wright's going to take the snap in the empty formation, and yep, there it is. Ethan Mahan open down the sideline, but nope. Looks like the throw is a little out of bounds. That's going to be Harris Series in on the coverage. Ethan Mahan looked like he had him beat, but Tommy Wright wouldn't be able to put it on him.
And the danger is that now the forwards have to kick it back to Upper Darby and Montez Ellis, and it leaves Ellis in a spot where he can make a play in the punt return game.
Yep. Looks like him jogging his way out there to try and see if he can make a play here on punt return. And if you're the Gunners here on Haverford, you really got to get down there. We're talking about Ben Fleming and Zeke Bates. You really got to use your speed and try to fly down to see if you can make an early tackle. Ethan Mahan doing the punting today for Haverford as he's going to punt this one away. Not a great
There's going to be a
punt.
flag, yep.
Looks like that one's going to be hitting the punter. Some complaints.
I'm going to be interested to see if it's running into the punter or roughing the punter.
Looks like that's Zahir Birch there, the one responsible for the penalty. And Ethan Mahan's going to motion.
And that will be Haverford ball and Upper Darby continuing to let mental mistakes kill them in this game. And, I mean, they're about to get the ball back. And now the forwards are going to be rolling their offense out, it looks like. Excuse me, no. I guess they must have called running into the punter.
Referees conversating here. Looks like one's about ready to make a signal, but I think you're right, Brendan. I think he did call running into the punter.
And I'm not sure about that. I think it didn't look like me just running into him. It looked like he laid him out. So I think that's a questionable call from the officials, but it gives Upper Darby a chance to capitalize in this last minute.
O'Donnell with a pass play right off the hands of Amaru Kango. Decent pass from O'Donnell, but Kango not able to reel that one in.
Yeah, and we continue to see the limits of O'Donnell. You know, he's really just not. He's not like Tommy Wright. He's not big. He doesn't have a big arm, and he's really just there to give Montez Ellis the ball, and I'm not sure that's going to work in this game for Upper Darby.
I agree with you, Brendan. It's just not an efficient way to run your offense. Looks like Ellis is going to split out a receiver. Little LeVar Jackson in the backfield. Ellis off the ball. Motions. It's going to be... Oh, looks like they're going to give it to him. That one looked like a little bit of a miscommunication as he's wrapped up. And this one's going to hurt Montez Ellis' stats. It's going to be like a 6 or 7 yard loss there.
Yeah. And this Haverford defense, I mean, that's got to be the 6th tackle for loss so far. I mean, just making it plays all day long, not allowing Montez Ellis to get anything going.
If you're this coaching staff from Haverford, you got to be proud of your team here.
You got to love it. I mean, they're not really letting Upper Darby break anything, and that's normally the problem. Is that right now Haverford is rallying to the ball on every single play, finishing through tackles, and you just can't stop that. You know, the way Montez Ellis is able to succeed is that teams don't tackle to the ball, or don't rally to the ball and tackle, and he's able to juke guys, run through arm tackles, and it's not going to be going on today.
Yep. Last year was a game where Upper Darby scored, I think, all of their points apart from the game-winning touchdown pass on either long runs or kick return touchdowns, and that's definitely not a viable way to run your offense. It's definitely lucky, but
yeah, they're going to succeed on broken plays. That's what's going to happen. And Haverford's not allowing these plays to break down. They're finishing, something that they struggled with in last year's game, but they've learned their lesson now. A lot of these players played in this game last year, so they know what they need to do.
And a presence that Upper Darby's missing on the defensive offensive line is going to be former senior Julian LaVenture, continuing his collegiate career, playing football at Cal University of Pennsylvania. But he's definitely missed. He was a guy who made a difference on every single play. He was either in there with the pressure on the pass game, he was a run stopper, and he would be pancaking people on offense. And that's something that they're missing here on this offensive and defensive line of Upper Darby. There's not that spark.
Yeah, Julian LaVenture was a big player for the Royals, and none of these players today have really been able to give the same spark as he has.
I agree, Brennan. And with 18 seconds left, Upper Darby's going to punt this one away. It's going to give him a good roll, but looks like that's probably going to do it for them for the half. As 6-5-4, and the referees are going to blow with 3 seconds left.
And I'm sure Coach Doherty's going to need this one. No reason to try to get anything here with 3 seconds left. Just go into the half, take your 3-score lead. It's huge.
Yeah, if you're Upper Darby, you're going to need to make some changes, especially on offense. We talked about some of those changes before, but maybe even more, maybe so that you get LeVar Jackson the bar more. I know he's a really good track runner over at Upper Darby, and he's got some speed. If you give him the ball, I bet he'll be able to break one. And if you're Haverford, just keep doing exactly what you're doing. This defensive line has been playing great. It's clear that they've been watching film. They know exactly what's coming, and they're just dominating.
Yeah, Julian LaVenture isn't here today, and they really have no other player like him in their trenches on either side of the ball. And you gotta have that leadership of a star lineman. Like, for example, the Fords, they have Thompson Tuhill. He is a leader on their offensive line and really motivates others. He might not be the best player in the world comparatively to other guys, but he gives it all, and he sets an example for the other guys, which is something that Upper Darby's missing right now. They don't have a guy like that.
Yep. Effort's going to beat out skill every single day of the week, as it is halftime. And little halftime report here at 20-0 Fords. Looks like they're going to try to pull out a big win on Turkey Day. Brendan, for both teams, defensively and offensively. Sorry about that. Looks like some issues with the PA system. Defensively and offensively for Upper Darby. How do you fix this? How do you fix this game?
Again, we talked about it earlier. Just bring in Montez Ellis, a quarterback. I think they've had success with that earlier in the season. Now, not as much.
Champion, Upper Darby Marching Royals.
And there's the Upper Darby band, as the PA announcer alluded to. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what needs to happen. And we're actually gonna invite on Joe Gallagher in 2 seconds here. We're gonna take a quick break and invite him on and see what he thinks of the game and about the rivalry. We'll be back in 2 seconds. All right, we welcome on former Haverford head coach Joe Gallagher. Gal, how you doing today?
Good, Nick. It's always great to be here on Turkey Day.
Yeah, I mean it's just the Havertown spot to be on a Thursday morning in the middle of November.
There is no other place.
No other place to be. No better place you'd rather be. Coach, you want to talk about like the rivalry a little bit and what it means to you?
Well, I'll tell you how much it meant to me. Every year when I had my initial meeting to start the new season, I would put my goals up on the board, and the first goal was to beat Upper Darby. Second was win the Central League. Third was make the playoffs. In that order. So the way I view things, that's how important.
It's the biggest thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I read in a Delco Times article earlier this week. I didn't know that you and Gentile used to go to Perkins every morning before the game.
We started that tradition, gosh darn it, a long time ago.
Yeah,
That way.
that's funny, yeah.
And unfortunately, it had to break it today because of the time change. You probably read that in the paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, it kind of added to the whole quality of the day. You know,
Yeah.
two fierce rivals, but yet when the game's over, we shake hands and best man wins.
Mm-hmm. And what was your favorite moment, either that you've seen or as a coach of the rivalry?
You know what? I bet you if you polled a lot of people in this stadium right now, they would give you the same answer I'm going to give you. 2015.
Yep. Jack Donaghy.
Jack Donaghy, all the marbles. Whoever wins is the Central League champ. And many people, it was 49-42, 49-47, I don't know, it was whatever. But
It was 49-42. I think I wrote
49-42.
Let's say
That sounds right.
49-42. Jack Donaghy ran for the game-winning touchdown, 19 yards.
I run into people all the time. Might be the wah-wah. I ran into people here today before the game. Coach Gal, greatest game of all time, 2015. So, yeah, it's a pretty easy answer.
Yeah, I remember it. I was like 10 years old. I ran on the field afterwards. It was fun. Yeah. I remember that. That was awesome and obviously Jack Donaghy, the son of our now principal,
Peter Donaghy.
Pete Donaghy, yeah, the pistol.
Yeah.
All right, Gal, anything else you want to say? How about the Vols?
Oh, man.
Tough one, but
If they had a D,
yeah.
we scored a lot of points. Our D needs to we need to tighten up.
Then it will feel like 98, right? Yeah.
98 was the last time we won it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Brendan. Appreciate it, man.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to AG Coronach Field for the second half of play between Upper Darby and Haverford. Me and Brendan are set to bring you coverage of the second half. And before we get anything started, any game talk, we'd like to shout out someone who usually shows up to the games, one of our biggest Haverford fans, Michael Stango. Unfortunately, he could not make it today, but Michael, we miss you over here. We wish you could be here.
Yeah, I come in. I have a first block study hall, so I come in late every day, and I see him every morning letting me in. It's always great to see. He always has a smile on his face, and we wish him the best.
Yep, we're thinking about you up here, Michael. And as we shift towards the game here, Haverford's starting to get ready to warm up, as well as Upper Darby. Something that we've been talking about and that we've wanted to see is some changes for the lineup.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think Coach Barr has definitely thought about it. I'm not sure if he will, but I think he might roll out number 5, Montez Ellis at quarterback. He has done it a lot this year, did it last year, and was a big player in the game. And I'm excited to see what Coach Barr dials up for his team in the second half.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Upper Darby kind of plugged the holes of this sort of like leaking boat as Upper Darby ships kind of sink in here. And as for Haverford, they are absolutely dominating on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. They're throwing a shutout right now.
Yeah, they're playing great right now. Not much Coach Luke Doherty would like to see more out of his team. The defense is playing great. The offense is being efficient, running the ball, throwing the ball. And, I mean, this is the best they've played all year, I think so.
Yeah, Haverford really showing out for Thanksgiving, trying to earn that trophy back. And all the alumni are here taking pictures. It's a big event here at Haverford for this to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Coach Gallagher came on and said, no place you'd rather be on a Thanksgiving morning than AG Coronach Field watching Haverford Upper Darby.
100%. That Coach Gal interview, we love that. Perkins. Have you ever been there, Brendan?
No, I know it. I know a few friends who've gone on excursions there, but not me. Yeah, it's I think we got denied at IHOP, so we went to Perkins, but I didn't go. I don't know. I go to that Dairy Queen though a lot, the one right next to it.
Good old Dairy Queen.
Shout out to DQ.
All right, looks like Haverford's gonna jog.
Haverford's gonna jog back to the sideline.
Nice.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, Dave Barr. It's gonna be interesting to see again how this Upper Darby team reacts. How are they going to punch back? And does Haverford early in this third quarter end it? Finish them off, get a stop, get the ball back, drive down the field, punch one in, and then you're up 4 scores. And that's all she wrote.
Yeah. Something that Coach Doherty loved to say, he said it a few times last year, is let me call the dogs off. And what he means by that is just go as hard as you can, like the score 0-0 in the fourth quarter, until I tell you to stop, because you want to bury this team.
Yeah, I mean, it's your rival. You got no fun in barely beating them.
And looks like Vince Cunningham about to kick this one off again. Montez Ellis. Looks like they've done a little bit of a shift in the back line. Ellis playing towards the right side, and he's a bit up. Looks like they're attempting a squib kick as he's sort of skipping his way up further and further towards the 30-yard line, and it's going to do another one of those, and Ellis is just going to make a move, and he's staying on his feet. Fleming could not put a hit on him as Ellis makes a miss. Got it at around the 44-yard line.
Ben Fleming came in hot, though. He was ready to pop Montez Ellis, and he made a miss, but the rest of the Haverford kicking team covered it up, and, I mean, that gives a great field position for Upper Darby.
No fear there from Montez Ellis. Sitting there looking at the ball in the air, letting it hit you. And as we talked about earlier, we've been harping on this a lot, is Nate O'Donnell at quarterback. We didn't really like him in that position. We wanted to see more of Montez Ellis to see if you can get the ball in your playmaker's hands right away. But looks like they are not going to do that. Ellis is going to be in the slot here. O'Donnell takes the snap, and it's going to be a bubble screen pass. Ellis brings it in with one hand, but honestly, would have served him right if he just let that one fly out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's how you get yourself killed. I mean, that's a pass where he had to go up, and he had players or Haverford defenders rallying to the ball, ready to kill him. And, I mean, I'm not sure what Nate O'Donnell was thinking there because he's trying to get that could have got his best player hurt.
Yep, definitely. Here comes Upper Darby. Looks like it's going to be a 2nd and 14. Third quarter is just underway as O'Donnell's in the shotgun. He's going to motion Montez Ellis. And wow! Looks like that is Nate Shoemaker flying in. Unblocked right up the middle, laying a hit on Nate O'Donnell.
Yeah, Nate Shoemaker. He's a little guy, but he's a dog. He's got the fight in him, and he wants it more than anybody else in the field, and that's just got depicted right there on the field with that tackle.
Looks like head coach Dave Barr having a conversation with O'Donnell. Or excuse me, Coach Dabney. He looks like he's handling the play calling. He's been doing play calling for Upper Darby for a good amount of time now. Used to be a coach at Haverford. And it looks like he was having a conversation with O'Donnell, probably telling him to, come on, dude, we got to shape this up. LeVar Jackson to his right. Ellis has been at receiver here for this first drive. And here comes O'Donnell. He's going to put it up for one of his players, but way off target. Looks like he was looking for number 11 there, and that is going to be Namir Jeffries.
Yeah, and Jake Snell was all over Jeffries right there. Nothing that he was going to get off, no matter how the pass was. Nothing was getting past Jake Snell.
All right. And it looks like that one's going to take a big Upper Darby bounce as Amaru Kengo over there to down that one. Looks like it's around the 19-yard line for the forwards.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication by Mahan and Snell, both the receivers of the kicks, and they just didn't know who was picking it up. There was a little miscommunication, let it trickle down. But hey, as long as Upper Darby doesn't continue to have the ball, no harm, no foul.
Yep, 1st and 10 here for Haverford on the 19-yard line. 20-0 forwards looking to add to their lead. Tommy Wright's going to take the snap. Looks like he's going to look for his guy, Ethan Mahan. He's just going to put it up for him, but just out of reach. Looks like that one grazed his fingertips. Ethan Mahan giving 100% effort there. Couldn't reel it in.
Man, that was close. Not much else Ethan Mahan could do. I mean, just a touch little by Tommy Wright, and it's perfect. And Ethan Mahan, probably a house call.
And talking about like substitutions and lineup stuff, Harris series has not been faring well against Ethan Mahan. They might want to make a change there.
Yeah, they're really Montez Ellis, especially since he's not playing quarterback and he's playing running back. I'm not sure why they're not letting him go two ways. I mean, unless he doesn't have the stamina for it, but I believe he's athletic enough to where he can do it all.
Referees are gonna wave everyone off the field. Looks like there's an injury, as we're gonna turn away from that. And Brendan, I have a question for you. Where do you go on Thanksgiving?
Nick, I'll tell you what. I love going to family's house, and they live in these beautiful homes. And I ask, how could you get such a beautiful home like this? And they said, Wagner Real Estate will help you find the right home for you and your family. The real estate professionals at Wagner are Havertown locals who have passed down the real estate savvy through 4 generations. Call 610-446-2300 to set up a consultation with Wagner Real Estate today. So if you're looking for a home in Havertown, no better place to look than Wagner Real Estate. Thank you to all those over at Wagner Real Estate and our sponsors.
Definitely. Anyone who's looking for a house, Wagner Real Estate. We got great schools. We got a dominating football team. Why wouldn't you want to live in this little borough?
Yeah, where else would you want to be? Heading to Haverford Township, Pennsylvania.
Looks like Upper Darby's injured player. He's going to get himself off the field here, hobbling a bit. It's good to see him start to walk on that leg again. Looks like he was shaken up there. But we're going to resume. It is 3rd down and 5, 9 minutes, 48 seconds to go. Tommy Wright's receivers already out of the huddle. That's the way Haverford has been doing it the past 2 years under Coach Doherty. Have the receivers already out there and know the play, and then just break it to your lineman.
Yeah, and this is a situation that Haverford hasn't found themselves at. 3rd and long.
It's like Upper Darby with the mental mistakes again. That's number 20, LeVar Jackson. He jumped, and that's gonna give him the first down.
Yeah, I mean, you finally had Haverford back in a position that isn't favorable towards them, and They just weren't. They shoot themselves in the foot. They weren't able to capitalize on that.
So that's going to set them up with a 1st and 10 at around the 29-yard line. Yep, 29-yard line. It is 20-0 forwards here. Tommy Wright, shotgun. Zeke Bates behind him. Looks like he's going to be run-pass option here. Tries to get to Ben Fleming. Ben Fleming makes a move, and he's got room. Makes another move. Ben Fleming upfield. Big reception. That's going to go for 15.
That was 2 great cuts by Ben Fleming, making the first guy miss, getting upfield, making the second guy miss, and picking up the first down. Ben Fleming showing some of that agility, and he's like, there isn't that big of a discrepancy between me and Ethan Mahan, right?
Boy, is he shifty over there, and it looks like another Upper Darby player is down. I think that could be the same player who was down before. It looks like that injury got aggravated. Yeah, we're going to take a little bit of a break here from that. And for this Upper Darby team, you're really going to have to think about getting some points on the board.
Yeah, it's now or never to start scoring, and especially with Haverford continuing to drive down the field. I mean, something's got to change.
Here comes Haverford's offense back out. Looks like that one was a quick take off the field. He'll probably be back on. Looks like that was number 7, Kamar Perliot. And as we were talking about, Montez Ellis is checked in at corner. They're not going to let Ethan Mahan try to get anything deep here. Wright's going to take the snap. Looks like he's going to pull this one, little read option. He's going to try to find an edge on the sideline. Will he get it? Maybe no. Looks like that was, let me see here, number 2, Upper Darby. That was Zahir Birch.
And running the ball is something that Tommy Wright did a lot this year. So he just shows some of that experience that he's had this year running the ball. And his sophomore and junior year, they threw the ball a lot. He didn't have to run as much. But this year, he's dialed it in, and I think he's become more of a complete quarterback.
Yeah, he's definitely put the pieces together here. And hopefully he will have a successful college search, potentially be playing football at the next level. Looks like it's going to be 2nd down and 6, 8 minutes, 21 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Haverford is dominating this game so far, as their offense is looking not too sluggish, but just a little bit of fatigue coming out of the half. But it looks like they're picking it up now as Tommy Wright's going to take the snap. He's going to pull this one, and it looks like he's got a little bit of room, tries to find an edge again, and he will. Upper Darby defenders not able to get Tommy Wright to the ground as he sneaks out of bounds.
Yeah, tough one for Upper Darby. Just nothing's really going their way right now. Tommy Wright's beating you in the air and beating you on the ground, and it's tough.
Yeah, Upper Darby's defense is going to need to find a way to stop Tommy Wright. But until then, it looks like Haverford's going to keep driving. 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line in Upper Darby territory. Wright's going to give this one to Zeke Bates outside zone, but he's wrapped up. That's one play they haven't had too much success with here, is that outside zone run play for Haverford. Zeke Bates hasn't been able to break one.
Yeah, Zeke Bates, kind of been quiet today. A lot of other players have succeeded, and somebody who's been consistent all year has kind of had a dry spell.
Looks like Will Cascarane is going to check out of the game as a tight end, and Jake Snell's going to hop in there. I'm assuming as a wingback or receiver. Tommy Wright.
And we talked about Jake Snell earlier, the versatility that he brings to the game and Coach Doherty's offense.
Looks like you can take that snap. That one's going to go to Zeke Bates up the middle. He breaks a tackle. Upper Darby guys flying in, though. Jihad Cave taking him right at the ankles. It's like Tommy Toohill. Great sportsmanship. We see Tommy Toohill fixing LeVar Jackson's helmet. And that's what this is all about. We heard Coach Gal talking about the best man wins, and you guys are able to break bad.
Yeah, Haverford Sports Media's very own Thompson Toohill. I mean, depicting what real tradition's all about.
6 minutes, 26 seconds to go here. 3rd and 6. Tommy Wright. Looks like that one's going to be a screen to Ethan Mahan. Nothing doing there. Looks like that's going to bring up 4th. And if you're Haverford, do you go for this?
Yeah, because you're in no man's land. There's no point punting from here. Ethan Mahan, he's the most accurate punter, so he's not like he's going to be able to pin anybody. And even if you do turn it over, you give Upper Darby at the ball at about the 36th. So, yeah, there's no reason to not go for it.
And that's the best thing about having that lead. You have that 20-point cushion that you can just kind of let it fly here. Wright's going to take the snap. And it looks like he's going to fake this one. Play action pass. Nothing doing there. He's moving. He evades some guy. Oh, ball's out. And this could be big for Upper Darby as Kamar Purlio picks up and he's running to the end zone. Zeke Bates trying to chase him down. Kamar Purlio looks like he's going to make it in. Touchdown, Upper Darby. That is the last thing Haverford was looking for.
And that's what happens. I mean, wow. I mean, mistakes like that is what kills you. And that's the last thing that you need to do at this point in the game. You might as well just tuck it and eat it. But the fumble by Tommy Wright. Nobody else, no other forward in sight to make a tackle, and Upper Darby picks it up and takes it all the way to the house. Wow.
Now, that was one missing piece for Upper Darby. There's 3 pieces that they're missing here, and one is the offense, Montez Ellis, and 2 was that big spark, that big play that broke for them. Like you said, Brendan, earlier in this game, all they need is a few things to go their way, and they can make this one a game.
But that's how you start. That's how you start a fire. You know, that's the spark right there.
Yep. Six minutes and 5 seconds to go. Upper Darby out there, ready to try to drill an extra point. Snap is good. Hold is good. That one is up, and that one is good.
Yeah, I mean, what a play. And just a crazy turn of events. You know, we talked about the merits of going for it on 4th down right there in kind of no man's land at about your 30 or Upper Darby 35. And then the last thing that you could possibly want to happen happens. And
yep, tough one
that
there.
just can't feel good if you're Haverford.
Cannot feel good at all. It's nothing you want to have happen in front of the alumni as well. These guys can't make those mistakes. But looks like that was Abraham Billity putting that one through. He's been doing the kicking duties here for Upper Darby. And he's been doing a pretty good job here. But let's see if Haverford can maybe try and stop that. They got Ethan Mahan, Jake Snell back. Looks like they got Will Cascarena up there getting ready to throw a block. With 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go here, if you're just joining us, it is 22-7 now. Upper Darby making a little bit of a push.
Yeah, and the Fords need a successful drive here, or else Upper Darby's coming for them.
Yep. What they're going to need here, if you're Upper Darby, is you're going to need that defensive stop. You're going to need to get a quick 3 and out, and then that, if you can try to punch one in towards the end of the end of the third quarter, that allows you to just make up one touchdown in the fourth quarter to make this one a game.
Yeah, and that's all you got to do. All you got to do is make it a game. Upper Darby has done it all year long, learned how to win ugly, and they look to try to do it again today. Hasn't been a pretty game for them, but you can still right the ship.
That one goes right through Keith Heinrichs. Oh, LeVar Jackson flying in there. Couldn't make the tackle, but looks like Jake Snell has room. A lot going on there on that kickoff. Keith Heinrichs let that one slip right in between his legs, and Jake Snell was able to pick it up and get a big gain from it.
Yeah, and that sets Tommy Wright up in a good spot, right around midfield, and allows Haverford to be in an advantageous position.
Yep, big spot here for Upper Darby defense. They're going to need to stop, and if Haverford wants to put this one away, they're going to need to score a touchdown. Offense comes out. Colin Cassidy in the game at running back. Justin Marciano is going to motion to the other side of the field with Jake Snell right behind him. Wright's going to take the snap. He's going to give it to Cassidy. Cassidy looks like he's going to try to push forward. Good play there from the Upper Darby defense. That's number 2, Zamir Burich.
And, good pickup there for Cassidy. Able to pick up 3 yards. Give Haverford 2nd and 7.
And as We're looking here at this Upper Darby defense. It looks like they're going to have Montez Ellis on Ethan Mahan. And that is a good decision. That's the decision that you need in this game.
Very important. I mean, Montez Ellis is probably the only player on the field that I think can really guard Ethan Mahan.
It looks like they're going to go to him. Ellis is going to fly to the ball, and he's going to wrap him up along with Jihad Cave.
But like we just saw right there, if you're able to get Ethan Mahan the ball and Montez Ellis is on him, I mean, Montez Ellis just missed the tackle on Ethan Mahan. He had other players rally to the ball to help him tackle, and he's not normally playing defense. So if they're able to get Ethan the ball, and Montez Ellis even, he's inexperienced on the defensive side, so that's tough.
We'll see what happens here. Looks like they were going to make a substitution, trying to get Ellis out of there. I bet he's a bit tired. Looks like this one's going to go. Zeke Bates barreling his way forward. Is that a first down? Looks like it's short. 4th, and looks like an inch or two. This one is big.
Yeah, very big. And I think Coach Doherty's rolling his offense out. Oh, nope, he's sending the punt team out. Or no, they're excuse me, not the punt team. They're like jumbo set.
Yep.
They have
Coach Doherty bringing out the jumbo set with Charlie Turner,
multiple
Will
tight ends,
Cascarena.
and you're gonna power this one through.
Yep, that's gonna be a Upper Darby timeout, and I think that's a good call. You wanna get your guys situated. You want to have your best, biggest guys on the O-line getting ready to make a push.
And now Haverford's in a good spot where they can decide what they want to do, because Upper Darby is going to prep for what Haverford just showed. So you can show up in the same formation if you want, because I'm sure Upper Darby's going to have a different kind of personnel in there, some more heavier, bigger personnel that can't really make plays on the outside. So that gives you a opportunity to really maybe dial in a little play action rollout for Tommy Wright, give him a little boot, and because everybody on the Upper Darby sideline right now thinks that's going right up the middle.
Yeah. I'd really like to see a boot play here. And if you're Upper Darby, I think that's going to be in the back of your mind when you're ready for a boot around. Maybe have your corner stay home. All right, and we are ready to go. Jumbo set here. Justin Marciano at fullback. Colin Cassidy in the backfield. And they're going to give it to Marciano, and he's going to chug forward, and it looks like he probably has it.
That's a good call by Coach Doherty. Everybody thinks that it was going to go to Colin Cassidy at running back, but it actually went to Justin Marciano, the fullback.
And we'll see where they mark it, but Haverford's motioning for a first down.
And it should be.
And it is. Big play right there. If you're Upper Darby defense, you can't lose faith because they're still not really in striking distance yet, but we'll see. Ellis back out there. He's going to be on Mahan. They're going to need his speed and his strength. Right with Cassidy to his left. He's going to take the snap. He's going to fake this one to Cassidy. It's going to go to right. He's going to keep that one. Jihad Cave in there for the tackle.
And like we talked about earlier, Jihad Cave, big player for this Upper Darby defense in the run game. He's able to run the alley very well and able to come upfield to make plays from that safety position.
Yep, he's always around the ball somewhere, making a play. With 3 minutes and 14 seconds left, it is 2nd and 8 on the 41-yard line. 20-7 in favor of Haverford here. Upper Darby's trying to make a comeback. This one's going to go to Colin Cassidy. He's going to barrel his way through. Decent pickup there. It's going to be 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3.
And Cassidy runs with power, man. He's fully all in right there, as we just saw. And he's really like a bowling ball just coming through that hole.
Yep. He's giving it all up for this game. And looks like Zeke Bates is going to check back in here. They're going to give Cassidy a breather on 3rd down. 3rd and 4 here. Big down for Haverford. They're going to take the ball. It's going to go to... Nope, never mind. It's not going to go to Bates, but that one is going to go to Jake Snell. But he is tackled right when he catches the ball.
Great job by Jake Snell, though, just securing that pass. I mean, he was hit immediately after, and great job not bobbling it or fumbling or just dropping it in general. So, great pickup from Snell. And I think this is an underrated aspect of this game. I mean, we've talked about how it's a rivalry and all that, but it's it's November right now, and this is for all these seniors. This is most of their last football game.
Yeah,
A lot of these kids aren't going to play at the next level, so for a lot of them, they've been playing football for a lot of their life, and this is their last game.
Yep, last ride for the seniors here. And it looks like Zeke Bates is going to take this one upfield. Not too much, though. Decent pickup. Looks like that one's going to be a 2nd and 6 here. 4 yards. Decent pickup for Zeke Bates. A little bit of a personnel switch. They're going to take Jake Snell out, and Rogers is going to go in. Keep an eye on him because he has the ability to make a play.
Yeah, he's been able to stretch the field all day. Although Mahan's been the main target, Rogers already has a touchdown reception in this game, and we could see another one here.
Looks like this one's going to go off to Zeke Bates, and they're going to wrap him up just about a yard after the line of scrimmage. And something I've noticed is that as Montez Ellis has started to string together a few drives and stay in here on defense, they've veered away from the passing game.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Doherty goes, you know what, Montez Ellis is a great athlete. He's going to be able to cover Ethan Mahan. But what he can't do is stop the run. He's not going to be able to help on the run game. And also, you want to keep this clock running, and that's what they're doing right now. I mean, there's only 40 seconds left in this third quarter.
Yep. Good time management from Luke Doherty. 3rd and 6 here. Looks like whistles are being blown. Flag here. False start on the offense. That's going to send him back, and that is a killer. That one's going to stop the clock, and it's going to send him backwards. Coach Doherty's starting to yell at his guys here. He knows this one's still anybody's game.
Yeah, he knows this isn't over.
Third down and 11 here for Haverford as the clock starts to tick down. They got to think about maybe if they want to get another playoff. If you're Haverford, I don't think so. I think I would go hard count here.
I think the officials are maybe making them get another playoff.
Wright's going to take the snap. He's going to fake it, and this one's going to be a pass play. And he's already running for his life, and he's going to throw it away. Great decision by Tommy Wright. Looks like Haverford offense was a little bit rushed there.
Yeah, a little frustration thing down there on the O-line. Just let the Upper Darby defensive line just get right through there and pressure Tommy Wright and not allow him to really do anything. And as Haverford puts up the force, we will enter this fourth quarter.
Yep. Time has expired in the third quarter. We're going to have 12 minutes left of football here in this Turkey Bowl. And this is going to be an interesting 12 minutes because this game is not out of reach for Upper Darby.
It's not. It's very much possible, especially with the versatility of Montez Ellis and other players on this offense. And you never know. Another fluke play could happen like it did earlier with that Supin scored touchdown. You never know with these teams.
Yeah,
Weird things happen.
I agree. And there's game-winning moves. And if you're Coach Dave Barr, I think, in my opinion, a game-winning move would be to get Montez Ellis in at quarterback.
Yeah. Just give him the ball. If your goal game plan is getting the ball, why not just give him the ball right off the bat? Mm-hmm. Don't even worry about the transition of the football. And I'm not sure. I mean, we thought that we would see it at halftime. We didn't. We thought we would see it early in the second quarter. We didn't see it, so I'm not sure anything's going to change. But we think it should.
Yeah, last year they had massive success in the broken play area where Montez Ellis would just be a broken play and he'll be able to scramble and get a lot of yards. So I think that's something they're sort of missing. As looks like we're here, a big 4th and 11. Tommy Wright's going to take the snap. He's going to drop back, empty formation. He's going to move up, but he is sacked and the ball is out, but that doesn't really matter because it's a turnover anyway.
And that's a huge play by the
Tommy
Upper
Wright
Darby
limping off the field.
Defense. And, yeah, Tommy Wright showing some visible pain in that leg, and that's not good for Haverford.
That is almost a death sentence for Haverford. And he's on – that is going to be a big loss for Haverford if he's not going to be able to take charge here.
And that's heartbreaking because this is your last game as a Ford. So we really hope we can see him again in this game.
Yeah. Well, looks like they did make a change at quarterback. Oh, never mind. Oh, yes, they did. Montez Ellis is... Excuse me, no. New quarterback, not Montez Ellis. That is going to be number 16. That's going to be Chad Brown. He is going to be running things now. But Montez Ellis is still in the running back position. They've just made a quarterback switch.
And over here on the Haverford sideline, we got the young freshman, Liam Taylor, warming up, number 17 in your program. And it's going to be interesting to see it. Liam Taylor, he's an unbelievable athlete. Been a great football player so far for the Fords on special teams. Has gotten some a few offensive looks. And if Tommy Wright is out in this game, he's the man they believe will lead them to the promised land.
Yeah, this game's going to get interesting. With Tommy Wright out and new quarterback in. Oh, fumble. Ball is out. Looks like Haverford's got it.
And it looks like Liam Taylor's going now.
Liam Taylor getting set to go. This one is going to get interesting, folks.
I think Liam Taylor might just get 1 or 2 plays because Tommy Wright's getting taped up, and he looks like he's going to be good. Looks to be just an angle issue, but either way, big moment for Upper Darby retained possession, but still third down for them.
We'll see what they break out here. If I were Upper Darby, I don't know. We were watching their warm-ups, and it looked like number 16 here. Excuse me, sorry. Nate O'Donnell's going to go back in. Number 17, Nate O'Donnell, is going to go back into the game after that little mistake there. And if you're Upper Darby, why not? You got nothing to lose. I would try to do some trickery. Try to pull out something. If you know someone on your team has like a little bit of an arm. And there's the underneath play again. Well, O'Donnell's going to air that one out. Incomplete.
I mean, I'm still just not sure. I don't want to question. I'm not the football coach, but I'm just going to question decision-making here. Like, Nate O'Donnell has proven time and time again that he has not been able to throw the ball today, and he's even not been able to be effective at quarterback. And I'm not sure why Upper Darby continues to stay with him.
Yeah, tough one for Nate O'Donnell. He's going to want that one back. As looks like Abraham Billity's going to try to punt this one away, even though it kind of missed him. Bad snap.
And he's starting to get a great punt out of it.
Great job by Abraham Billity. But this Upper Darby team starting to turn into the Bad News Bears.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing after the next. And, I mean, after a bobbled snap, Abraham Billity's still able to get the ball inside the Haverford 25.
Yeah, that's a valiant effort right there. But you just gave the ball back to Haverford, and they're going to start burning the clock on you. And your chances to win the game are just going to keep going down because it is now 20-7. You're still down 2 scores, and you're going to need those points.
And Tommy Wright will try on the field, visibly hurt for sure, that left ankle, but we won't see Liam Taylor in at quarterback.
Yeah, but even though we won't see Liam Taylor here, we'll most likely see him next year in some sort of way. Maybe potentially quarterback, potentially some other position next year. He's a good guy to look out for. We will be sharing his talents with you guys next year. Looks like that was a run that didn't go anywhere. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I think Coach Jocker is just going to hand the ball off here. I mean, Tommy Wright's in no position to be making plays with his feet right now, so I think he's just want to keep handing it off here.
Yeah. I know they like their basic run plays are usually those option plays where the quarterback can pull it. And we've seen Tommy Wright pull it, but here you might want to just call lock. And lock would be you just automatically give it off. As Zeke Bates gets a good gain there. It's going to make that 3rd down and around 6. 6 or 7. Jason Bateman. Great actor. 9 minutes, 17 seconds left to go. 3rd and 7. It'll be interesting to see what they pull out here because I know it's a 3rd and long, and usually you want to utilize Wright's arm, but with all that tape on his ankle and won't be able to get too much drive. But it looks like he will. He's going to fire this one. Ethan Mahan looks like he was doing a quick stop route to try and pick up some good yardage, but nope, Ellis in there on the play.
Yeah, Mahan had a good look there. He just maybe he was a little too high. It slipped through his hands, and that means Haverford's got to punt it away.
Yep, looks like Ellis is back there to receive, and if you're Ethan Mahan, you might want to think about probably getting this one on the ground before he can catch it. 8 minutes, 58 seconds to go. It is 20-7 here. We're about set to have an interesting end to a game. Upper Darby trying to get back into a position where they can win this ball game. Oh, but It looks like...
Wow.
It looks like Upper Darby is going to get the ball on the goal line.
Wow, a muff snap. Lets Upper Darby pick it up. Wow. I can't believe what I just saw.
And this is now going to get very, very interesting. With that muff snap, that's going to put Upper Darby on the goal line. And if you're Upper Darby, you've got that spark in you now. So that's going to be two incredible plays by defense and special teams.
Two incredible plays on fourth down. I mean, like, unbelievable. It's crazy that they have continued after being dominated in all phases of the game, have continued to stay in this game.
Upper Darby I formation here on the goal line. And if you're going to mess around, oh, looks like Nate O'Donnell is going to try to squeeze in here. If you're Upper Darby, I'm not sure if I agree with that call. I mean, you got remember in the Super Bowl when Russell Wilson threw that pick on the goal line, you have Marshawn Lynch in the backfield?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Malcolm
That's
Butler.
what I would compare that to.
Yeah. And to again talk about this bizarre happening right now with these Haverford mishaps leading to Upper Darby successes. I mean, a lot of times in storied rivalries like this, weird things happen. This is very weird.
Definitely. This is not the first time a bizarre thing has happened during these games. And it looks like that one's going to be an Upper Darby touchdown. Nate O'Donnell squeezes it in. Proves us wrong up here in the booth.
Yeah.
But great job by Nate O'Donnell. Touchdown. And this is a game.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game. I mean, Haverford has not scored a single point in the second half so far, and it's showing. And with this field goal, it will make it a 6-point game.
We'll see what happens here if they can boot this one through the uprights. And it is a 6-point game. And Brendan, we talked about this at the very beginning of the game on Haverford's first scoring drive. 1 point could make the difference.
1 point makes a difference. It certainly does. I mean, that's unbelievable. Upper Darby somehow in this game, undeservedly so.
Yeah, there's been a lot of mistakes that have been made on that Upper Darby side, and somehow Haverford has let them crawl back into this. And we saw that. We saw Upper Darby hanging around. They were just hanging around. They didn't look great. They kind of got dominated on the offensive side of the ball first half, but they were still in the game. And if you're a team like Upper Darby, you're never going to lose faith.
And right here, Tommy Wright needs to take command. Senior captain, 3-year starting quarterback. Once his team gets the ball back, he needs to take command, make a play.
Yep, this is a character moment. You're playing with an injury, and this game is on the line here. If you're Tommy Wright, you need to take charge. Looks like Abraham Billity out there to do the kicking. Ethan Mahan, Jake Snell back to receive, as usual. He's going to boot that one deep. Looks like Snell's going to grab it. He's going to try to make a move, but looks like he's going to be wrapped up in the... Oh, no. Oh, yes. Jake Snell wrapped up way back. Looks like that one's going to start Haverford with not too great field position.
Yeah, unbelievable coverage by Upper Darby. Great kick by Abraham Billity. Sends Haverford deep in their own territory.
Yeah, the ball just bouncing around there in Snell's hands. Once he got a chance to get it into a secure position, Upper Darby tacklers flying at him, and that's exactly what you want to see from Upper Darby. Upper Darby defense, they have that spark in them, they have that fire, and they're ready to try and make a stop, but will Tommy Wright let it happen? He's going to take the snap, give this one to Colin Cassidy, who's going to try to barrel through. And big pile forming. Looks like he's going to get about 4 to 5 yards on that play. It's going to be a 2nd and 5. 7 minutes 41 on time.
And Coach Doherty, obviously they want to score, but they want to keep this clock running. They want to keep it running. That first down play leaves them in a great spot, 2nd and 5, and really opens it up to where you can keep running the ball and not have to make Tommy Wright make any plays. But he should take this over.
Montez Ellis out on the field as Wright's going to take the snap, and he's going to give that one to Cassidy again. As Cassidy makes a move, he gets upfield. That should be enough for a first down.
Great jump cut by Colin Cassidy when the defender was in the backfield, make a man miss, get upfield, and an unbelievable pickup by a senior.
And here we go, folks. Game is going to come down to the line. 1st and 10 for Haverford, 31-yard line. Looks like they're going to match up Ellis and Mahan. He's going to play match, and then looks like that's going to be Amaru, Kango, and Jihad Cave are going to take safety. Haverford going to blitz their linebacker, and it looks like Tommy Wright's going to take this one, and he takes a hit, and that one's going to make your heart beat a little faster after what happened on the last play. Or the last QB play.
That can't feel great if you're the Haverford sideline. And great stop on first down by Upper Darby, reading that play well.
Upper Darby defense has that fire, and they are ready to go. 2nd and 9 here. We'll see if they can contain Haverford. Ellis is going to move across the field with Mahan. Ben Fleming all alone out there. Potentially going to the air, but no, it looks like this one is going to go to Zeke Bates. He's going to try to push upfield, and it looks like the pile is going to be formed and then pushed down. Looks like number 9, that's going to be Marcus Kemp in there, starting the pile.
And this sets up an interesting spot for Haverford. Does Coach Doherty want to put the ball in his quarterback's hands and have him make a play, or does he want to continue to run the ball?
3rd and 5 here. If you're Coach Doherty and this does come to a 4th down, Brennan, are you going to go for it?
No, you can't at this point in the game. You can't let Upper Darby be in such a good spot. The only reason they've scored on offense is because they had the ball right at the goal line.
And it looks like Ethan Mahan's going to drop that one. Montez Ellis with the late effort is going to punch that one out, and it is 4th down.
You got to punt. Although, if you're Coach Doherty, you might go, you know what? They haven't done anything on offense, really. They haven't. They have a touchdown, but
looks like they're going to send out the punt team here.
Yeah.
Coach Doherty going with the safe option. But this is gonna come down to the wire here, guys. Ethan Mahan doing the punting duties. We've seen some fake punts this year. Most of them have not worked out, but we have seen them. Mahan going to boot this one way up in the air, and that one is not a great punt if you're Haverford, and that's going to bounce for Upper Darby. Heinrich's going to tap that one down around the 42, 41-yard line.
yeah, and that gives Upper Darby a great field position.
And this storyline's looking a little similar to last year. I mean, it was around this time that Upper Darby got the ball for their game-winning touchdown reception.
The good news for Haverford is that Upper Darby really hasn't gotten anything going on offense so far in this game. They've utterly dominated them defensively. So they have that going for them, and unless something crazy happens, but then maybe they could win the game, but crazy things have already happened, so you never know.
Yep, you're right on the money with that, Brendan. Upper Darby's offense has not done basically anything all game, but we'll see what happens. O'Donnell's going to take this one. It looks like he's going to roll out to throw. And he's going to go deep. He's going to try to go to Ellis, and that one's an interception.
Picked off.
Ben Fleming.
Ben Fleming getting his 6th interception of the season when they needed it most.
Incredible. Ben Fleming, when his team needed it, he made the play, and that one could seal it for Haverford.
And somebody finally exposes the ineptitude of O'Donnell's arm and accuracy. And Ben Fleming, great job.
Yep, that one's going to hurt. Not only tomorrow, but that one's going to hurt for the next few weeks.
Yeah. Or for a lifetime, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. But with that going on, they're going to try to burn the clock and there's still 5 minutes left. So we never know. Upper Darby could get the ball back. Hopefully not in the hands of Nate O'Donnell, but we'll see.
The good thing is Upper Darby has already burned timeout this first half, so it kind of puts them in a bad position.
Zeke Bates pushing his way forward. Forward progression is going to mark him with a 2 to 3 yard gain there. All right. Big moment here for Upper Darby defense. Can they stand tall? They have been great all game. Montez Ellis out on the field trying to take care of Ethan Mahan. He made a big play last drive. We'll see what goes on here. Right, sort of hobbling his way over. Whistles blow. Looks like a timeout is called by Haverford. Now this one's going to come down to the wire. 6-point game. If you're just joining us here, you picked a great time. It is 20-14 in the Turkey Bowl. Fords are the winners right now, but there's 4 minutes left, and it is 2nd and 7 in Haverford territory.
Yeah, I mean, huge spot for the Fords. Second and 7. I mean, it's second and long, but this drive will make or break this game.
I totally agree with you, bro.
Do you want to leave the door open for Upper Darby to sneak in, or do you want to close it fully shut and lock it?
That's a great analogy. Jihad Cave getting ready to try to make a tackle. I think they're going to try to bring him, sort of rock him down for extra run support. If you're Upper Darby, I think that's probably a good decision because you have Amaru Kangu flying over the top. He's got some speed. Looks like they're going to give this one to Zeke Bates, and he's got room, and he's going to make a great cut. And he's up by midfield.
Zeke Bates showing why he was the feature back all year with a great run.
Could be Haverford's savior this year.
He's just a sophomore, and he's going to make a huge difference for this team in the future.
As Haverford gets their offense ready, it's going to be a 1st and 10 at midfield. 3 minutes 45 to go. We'll keep you guys updated on the clock because that's going to be important here as it dwindles down towards the end of the game. Haverford with a 6-point lead. Would have been 7 if they nailed that extra point in the first offensive drive, but just didn't happen. But what are you going to do about that? That one's in the past. As Tommy Wright's going to pull this one, and with his bad leg, he's going to try to barrel his way forward. He's giving it all. His all for his last game as a Ford. Tommy Wright pushing through. It's going to be 2nd and 4.
And things were looking bleak in the backfield. He had a guy right in front of him, sidestepped, caught the edge, and picked up the 6-yard gain. I mean, Tommy Wright showing out as in his final game. The best game he's probably played this season.
These seniors are really giving it their all because it's their last game in their uniforms, and they want to go out with a win. 2nd and 4 here, Wright. Shotgun. Going to give this one to Bates. Bates, great blocking up front by Haverford's offensive line. Burke Julian, Tommy Tuill, both moving guys. Great job in the interior.
And if you're Coach Dave Barr here, you got to start figuring out when you're going to use these timeouts because you got 2 left with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. And it's now or never to start stopping this clock.
Yep, 2 minutes and 30 to go. Haverford's going to take their sweet time here. If you're Upper Darby, you need to start thinking about getting that wall up. Start being able to make a stop. Looks like Zeke Bates is going to get the ball, but he is met by a host of Upper Darby players. Looks like Zahir Birch, he is in on that play. One thing I've seen from Upper Darby that I've really liked is that their secondary they're really good at flying in and making tackles, supporting the run.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, again, like we talked about all game, Jihad Cave is a big player for them. Heart and soul of the defense, making plays all day long from that safety spot. So yeah, I mean, you gotta love the intensity from their secondary.
Yeah, secondary is definitely balling out today. Upper Darby's coach is trying to preach to their guys that this is it. They talk about bend, don't break defense, and Upper Darby is on the hot seat here to see if they don't break. Here we go. Ben Fleming hyping up some of his guys, saying, let's win this. We're going to do this. Second and looks like 9 here. Second and 10-ish. 2 minutes to go here at the fourth quarter. Looks like Haverford's going to bring Upper Darby's going to bring a big blitz. Zeke Bates, great cutback, and he's got room. He's flying upfield. Zeke Bates, great job. That cutback is something you don't see from the sophomore.
He saw some daylight, went up and got it, and I mean that's a big pickup for Haverford, especially since Upper Darby just burned the second of their timeouts, leaving them with just one left, believing that they could get a stop on that last set of downs, but it keeps this clock moving.
First down and 10 here for the Fords in Upper Darby territory. And sorry about that. If you're in Upper Darby territory and you get close enough, would you trot out Vince Cunningham for a field goal if you get close enough?
Maybe. It depends on how confident Coach Doherty is in his kicking unit. They've struggled. They obviously had a kick blocked earlier, and it all depends on how comfortable he feels with Vincent Cunningham's leg.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to risk that being blocked and then it being taken to the house. I mean, we've seen some muffed snaps, we've seen some fumbles, and they've been taken to the house. So you definitely don't want to see that happen if you're Coach Doherty. That's in the back of your mind. First and 10 here for the Fords. Looks like that's the 30-yard line. Big game. This is the drive here. And if you're Upper Darby and you get the ball back with, let's see, it won't be much time since there's 1:17 left on the clock. Do you pull out some trickery? Do you just try to push it to Montez Ellis, or do you risk it with the arm of Nate O'Donnell?
I mean, O'Donnell has shown again, but we've seen it all today. O'Donnell has shown that he can't really throw the ball. So I mean, you got to ride Ellis.
It looks like that won't even be needed as Tommy Wright's going to take a knee, and looks like Upper Darby's got one timeout left, and this is going to be it, folks.
Yeah, I guess Haverford believes that kneeing on the second and third down will bring the clock all the way down and end it.
I think they will. I mean, you would leave that 13 seconds left on the clock for Upper Darby for a final play, since if you get like 30 to 35 seconds, leaving Upper Darby with about maybe one play, maybe one, if they don't dwindle it down. But we'll see what happens here. So this is going to be a kneel on third down. And obviously it's going to move him back a yard or two. As the clock's going to run, they'll kneel and it'll be fourth down. I mean, the point where this game was sort of out of reach was when that interception happened. That was a dagger to the Upper Darby offense.
Yeah, that ended all the Upper Darby momentum. They had that muffed punt that dropped them down at the 1 yard line that allowed them to finish one through, scored, down 6, got a stop, and then first play Nate O'Donnell throws a pick to Ben Fleming, and that kind of took the wind out of Upper Darby's sails.
Yep. And it looks like they will have enough time to, I think, knee it and get it over with by .1. Colin Cassidy going out there in the backfield. And this one looks like Haverford is going to take the Turkey Bowl.
Haverford. I mean, tumultuous season for the Fords.
100%. There was a lot of stuff happening for the Fords, position switches, some seniors that got switched, and Tommy Wright with some lingering injuries, but he was able to play through it, and Haverford's going to win the Turkey Bowl.
Haverford's going to win the 100th annual Thanksgiving Day game against Upper Darby to win the Dr. Thomas Ranieri Trophy and bring it back to where it belongs in Havertown, Pennsylvania.
Yep, the trophy will be in Haverford's halls until next year. Upper Darby only scoring 14 points. This one's going to be over by a score of 20-14. Incredible play. That game came down to the wire, and Upper Darby gave it everything they had.
Yeah. Haverford, decisive. Congratulations to the Fords. Valiant effort from Upper Darby, but the Fords came out on top. Coach Luke Docker gets his first win on Thanksgiving.
Yep, great sight if you're sitting on the Haverford side of these stands here. And what we talked about earlier, just like this event in general, it's very big for the community. And Coach Gal was talking about best man wins. And I think if you're Upper Darby, you have to admit that, yep, best man wins, and we'll come back, and next year we'll compete. And
congratulate all the Haverford players, especially the Haverford seniors, winning their final game, winning the 100th annual, winning the one that means the most, the Upper Darby game. Congratulations.
Yep.
And I think that'll do it for us today.
That'll be it for us. Nick DiPaolo, Brendan McNichol, signing off.
Roll Fords.